What really happened the day World War I began? The version most people know is simple. One assassination, one bullet, one war. But that version skips the hours when nothing went as planned. It ignores the mistakes, the confusion, and the moments when history almost turned away. Because on that day, World War I didn't begin with certainty. It began with hesitation. This is what really happened. History textbooks often reduce the beginning of World War I to a single sentence. The heir to the Austro-Hungarian Empire, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, was assassinated in Sarajevo. Europe erupted into war. Alliances pulled the world into catastrophe. It sounds clean, almost inevitable. But inevitability is something we assign after the fact. In reality, nothing about that day unfolded smoothly or even competently. And at several points, the assassination plot should have failed completely. June 28, 1914. Sarajevo. The city was tense, but poorly prepared. Security was light. The route of the Archduke's motorcade had been published in advance. Along the road stood a group of young conspirators, nervous, inexperienced, and loosely coordinated. They were armed with pistols and small bombs. They had never done anything like this before. Among them was Gavrilo Princip, a thin, sickly 19-year-old who believed history was calling him. But belief is not preparation. As the motorcade approached, confusion set in almost immediately. One conspirator acted first. He threw a bomb at the Archduke's open-top car. It bounced, rolled, and exploded behind the vehicle. The Archduke survived. The blast injured bystanders and members of the escort, but the target was gone, speeding away. This should have ended everything. The attacker swallowed poison and jumped into a river, but the poison didn't work, and the river was shallow. He was captured, humiliated, alive. The plot had failed. Or so it seemed. Most leaders would have ended the visit immediately. But the Archduke made a different choice. He insisted on continuing the schedule and then decided to visit the wounded at the hospital. A new route was planned. But here's the critical detail: the driver of the Archduke's car was never told. As the motorcade set off, the car turned onto the original route. An officer shouted. The driver slammed the brakes. The car stopped. By coincidence alone, it stopped directly in front of Gavrilo Princip, who had already given up and stepped into a cafe nearby. History didn't strike fast. It paused. Princip was standing just feet away. There was no dramatic chase, no shouted warning, and no grand gesture. He stepped forward and fired twice. One bullet struck the Archduke. The other struck his wife. Even then, death was not immediate. For a moment, there was confusion. Doctors believed the wounds might not be fatal. But critical mistakes followed. The Archduke bled internally, unnoticed, untreated. Within minutes, both were dead. The moment that would define the 20th century had occurred, not through brilliance or destiny, but through error led upon error. Contrary to popular belief, war did not begin that day. There were weeks of hesitation, diplomatic telegrams, private doubts. Many leaders believed the crisis would remain local. No one expected global collapse. But each decision narrowed the path backward, until none remained. World War I began not because everyone wanted war, but because no one knew how to stop it. We like to imagine history as a series of bold choices made by confident people. But the truth is quieter and more unsettling. World-changing events often hinge on misunderstandings, on pride, and on incomplete information. World War I didn't begin with certainty. It began with a wrong turn, a paused car, and a moment that almost never happened. That is what really happened.